Sports Now coming at you from our studios at Sacred Heart University. Well, Mark Robbins isn't here, but we found somebody much more handsome.
Ooh,
much more handsome. Pete Paguaga joining us here from GametimeCT. He not only covers hockey for GametimeCT, but he loves the game of hockey.
I do.
Yeah, fed Adam Graves for a goal once in your illustrious career, now didn't you?
So I tell people.
All right, Pete. Let's talk about a game that was yesterday, a big game. Greenwich coming back seemingly strong, and then Hamden comes right into Dorothy Hamill Rink and scores 8 goals on them.
Yeah, I think that was a surprise. I mean, I don't think it's a surprise that Hamden won. I think it's a surprise by how dominant they were in the game. I mean, this is a Greenwich team that is really focused on defense this year. They lost a couple of kids to graduation, to good juniors programs, and Coach Chris is just like, we're gonna win 2-1 games, 3-2 games, play close, and all their games have been like that so far this year, except for last night. I mean. And Ben Nash was in net for Greenwich, and he's one of the top, if not the best goalie in the state. You have an off night, but I think that was an eye-opener for a lot of people.
Well, this Hamden team was relentless. They were shooting the puck from every which way. Every time they got inside the blue line, they were firing away, and sometimes firing away from their bellies. But to put 8 goals up on a good Greenwich team on the road, it says something about Hamden as well as maybe Greenwich.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I think a lot of people have come to expect from Hamden every year. They're always going to be in the conversation. They're always going to beat top teams, and I mean that's just the program that Hamden is. I mean that's just how they are, and I don't think they're phased whether they go to Greenwich or they go to Fairfield Prep or they go to Ridgefield. Nothing phases a program like that. These kids are born in that Hamden program, in that illustrious winning and just everything that comes with being a Hamden Green Dragon. I don't think they're afraid to go anywhere.
Let me ask you, though, something about Greenwich, because it seems to me that this may be just indicative of high school hockey, and that is repeating, bringing guys back. You have star young players. They may not be coming back, and you may not be losing them to graduation. So you have Kovalev, who was playing for Greenwich last year, and then, obviously Alex Mosian, who we're seeing there, he graduated. But you have, great young players, and they're going to, Kovalev is now playing, Salisbury.
Yeah.
These guys go on and they play in junior programs, and so it's kind of a roll of the dice every year.
Yeah, I mean, look, the CIAC hockey is great. I enjoy covering it, but you look at the way that hockey is structured in this state. Prep schools and the junior programs are what get these kids to go to college. And until, I guess, something changes, whether it's within the rules of the CIAC where these kids can play for their junior programs and their high school programs, which they can't right now, what are you going to pick? What's going to get you to your best road to go play in college? And, a lot of kids will play their 4 years and go play at a prep school or a junior program and get that shot. But there's not a lot of kids that are jumping after 4 years of high school into a college program.
Hey, listen, it is what it is, and that's what we're dealing with. I want to ask you about Trinity Catholic, not to keep things down to Fairfield County part of the state, but how about Trinity Catholic hockey? They've already gone past their win total from all last season.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of scoring from a couple of different guys. They're playing really well. And, this is a program that a couple of years ago, when I was down there covering, I think I said it the last time I was on here, they had a defenseman playing goalie. They just didn't have the bodies. And it looks like they're kind of putting it together now, and it's really great to see. I mean, number one, they might have the best jerseys in the entire state with the Montreal Canadiens.
Right, just the color is what's different, right?
It just looks great, and it's great to see them winning. They have a tough road ahead, though, because they do play in the FCAC, and that FCAC schedule is Division I down to Division III. Yeah. We can argue for hours about whether or not that's a good idea or not. I say no, but even you look at the teams they've played so far, they're playing well, they're competing. They got JBWA coming up next on Saturday, which is that's going to be a tough one. I mean, that's a program that scored, I think, over 70 goals already. So it's going to be interesting to see how Trinity Catholic fares against them, but I mean, it's a great story.
Yeah, listen, they're already well ahead of where they were all of last season.
Exactly,
so good for them. Who do you like? What's the big stories that you like? I've done all the talking.
Oof. I mean, I'm excited by all of this interconference play at the beginning of the year. I mean, you see teams like Ridgefield are going up and playing against the Preps and Hamden. There's so much crossover right now at the beginning of the year, and I think that's awesome, especially at the Division I level where we're going to kind of – this isn't the first time they're going to see each other. Isn't going to be the state tournament. So I think that's exciting anytime you can get a crossover between, SEC and the FCAC or even some of these SWC teams. I think it's always a good time.
Well, it was a good time having you here, and I hope it's not the last time. Let's make it a regular date.
Sure, let me know.
Well, love it. Pete Paguaga, Paguaga from GametimeCT. I get a little tongue-tied every time I say it. Anyway, he's our hockey maven coming in to talk a little hockey. Thanks so much, and check him out on GametimeCT. You won't find a more comprehensive site in the state talking about Connecticut high school sports.
That's very nice of you to say.
We'll be right back with more here on CT Sports Now, including a little track and field.